Welcome to Calcutta Races Autumn Meeting, second day, Thursday, 14th November 2019 race preview. First race will be the Cascades Handicap for horses in Class 5 to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. We're looking at number 1, Hurricane Storm. Hurricane Storm's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 95 over 1100 meters, where Hurricane Storm travelled third till it turned for home and then gradually gained places and came up with a strong run down in the centre and went on to win that race by a long neck by beating Mrs. Willy-nilly. Number 2 will be Scorpion Queen. Scorpion Queen's just had one start this meeting in race number 3 over 1400 meters, where Scorpion Queen finished on 5th. Also in the same race, we had number 6, X-Light, who finished on 3rd towards the rail side, and number 12, that is Artist Royale, who finished one behind to finish on 4th. But the eventual winner was Modification, won it impressively by 4.5 lengths. Number 4, we're looking at Asmita. Speaking of which, are a winner's star. Last outing being over 1200 meters in the monsoon meeting in race number 112, where Asmita travelled 4th till it turned firm, gradually faded back in the final stages, and finished right at the back end of the field to finish on 12th out of 12 runners. Also in the same race, we had number 10, that is Artificial, who finished on 8th, and the winner of that race was Glorious Leaps. Number 5 will be Bambini Festa. Just had 2 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished off the board in both its outings. Last outing over 1400 meters in race number 60. Bambini Festa finished on 8th out of 8 runners, and there's a faraway 8th, and the winner of that race was Shivalik Sight. Number 7, we're looking at Midnight Magic. Midnight Magic just had one start this autumn meeting in race number 2 over 1100 meters, where Midnight Magic was travelling 13th right at the back end till it turned for home, gradually gained a few places down in the centre and finished on 8th in the final stages. And also in the same race, we had number 9, who was Shanaya's Pet, who finished one ahead to finish on 7th, but the eventual winner was Sharavati. Number 8 will be El Mulano. El Mulano's had 3 starts in the monsoon meeting, last outing being over 1200 meters in race number 117, where El Mulano finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was Nandesh. Number 11, we're looking at My Lady Luck. My Lady Luck's last outing was in race number 204 in the Calcutta cold weather season 18-19 in race number 204, as I mentioned, over 1100 meters, where My Lady Luck finished on 13th, and the winner of that race was Logano. Running after a long layoff here is My Lady Luck. We move on to the second race, which will be the Pretty Woman Handicap to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. Number 1, we're looking at Appalachia. Appalachia's just had one start this season in race number 1, which is the opener, over 1100 meters, where Appalachia finished on 6th after travelling 3rd till it turned for home, dropped back to finish on 6th, and the winner of that race was Gorish. Number 2, we're looking at Lady 2. New famous out of Silken Dancer, last outing being in race number 49 in the monsoon meeting over 1200 meters, where Lady 2 finished on 3rd after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Aquitania. Number 3 will be Pugnacious. Pugnacious' last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 111 over 1100 meters, where Pugnacious finished on 7th. Also in the same race, we had number 6, Across the Sea, Phoenix Star out of Simi, who finished on 5th, and the winner of that race was Carpe Noctem. Number 4 will be Beatles Bible. Beatles Bible's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 107 over 1200 meters, where Beatles Bible finished on 6th after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Coup de Grace. Came up with a strong run on the stand side and went on to win that race by about 2.5 lengths. Number 5 will be Dilmange Moore, Summit out of Bold and Classy. Just one start this autumn meeting in race number 7, and quite an eye-catching one that was, where Dilmange Moore was travelling 5th till it turned firm, gradually gained places down in the centre, and finished on 2nd, 2.25 lengths behind the winner, who was too good that day, that is Vieraggio. Number 7 will be Aqua Racer. Aqua Racer's last outing was in the Calcutta Fillies Trial Stakes in race number 72 in the monsoon meeting over 1400 meters, where Aqua Racer finished on right at the back end to finish on 10th out of 10 runners, and the winner of that race was Izzy. Number 8, we're looking at Valoristal, multi-dimensional out of Romantic. Last outing being in the Calcutta cold weather season 2018-19 in race number 112 over 1400 meters, where Valoristal travelled 4th till it turned firm and eventually faded back and finished on 6th, and the winner of that race was Jayawant. Number 9 will be Manzoni, multi-dimensional out of 5 Saturns. One start in the monsoon meeting in race number 83 over 1200 meters. Quite an impressive start. Travelled 4th till it turned firm. Gradually gained 1 place down in the centre and managed to get on board to finish on 3rd. And the winner of that race was Popcorn. Number 10 will be Pancho Villa. Win legend out of Sunshine Nell. Last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 105 over 1100 meters, where Pancho Villa finished on 8th after much efforts, and the winner of that race was Telvia Pass. We move on to the third race, which is the gorgeous handicap to be done over a distance of 1100 meters. We're looking at number 1, Rustler. Rustler's last outing was over 1400 meters in race number 121 in the monsoon meeting, where Rustler led all the way and dropped back 1 place, was overtaken on the outside by Monte Cassino, and Rustler settled for 2nd spot. Also in the same race, we had number 5, Leopard Creek, who finished right at the back end to finish on 10th out of 12 runners. Number 2 will be Iconia, excellent art out of Goldmary. Last outing was in the monsoon meeting over 1100 meters in race number 66, where Iconia travelled 3rd till it turned firm and then dropped back 1 place to finish on 4th eventually, and the winner of that race was Gorish. Number 3 will be Russia Gold, Chevalier Tevaluda. Just had 2 starts in the monsoon meeting, finished on 4th in its first start, and second outing, which is its last start in the monsoon meeting in race number 104 over 1100 meters, made it a pillar-to-post victory by beating Incendio by half a length. Number 4 will be Hukumat, winning legend out of Epic. 2 starts in the monsoon meeting. A mind-blowing, impressive debut in the first run in race number 64 over 1200 meters by beating Abenaki by 5 lengths. And last outing was in race number 97 over a mile, where Hukumat finished on third behind the winner, that is Kaiden. Number 6 will be Tomorrow Forever. Tomorrow Forever's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 112 over 1200 meters, where Tomorrow Forever finished on 10th after much efforts. Winner of that race was Glorious Leaps. Number 7, we're looking at Optimum. First outing was in race number 7 in the monsoon meeting. Finish off the board. That quite a long opener. Then had a decent outing in race number 62 to finish on second. And its last outing was in race number 114 over 1200 meters, where Optimum made it a pillar to post victory by beating Mrs. Willy-Nilly by half a length. Number 8, we're looking at Gimme Credit. Gimme Credit's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 105 over 1100 meters, where Gimme Credit finished on right at the back end to finish on 10th out of 12 runners. Winner of that race was Telvia Pass, who got that by 3 lengths. Number 9 will be Christiana. One start this autumn meeting in race number 4, where Christiana travelled 7 till it turned for home, dropped back 2 places and finished on 9th out of 10 runners. And the winner of that race was Alpharats, who got that by a head. We move on to the 4th race, which is the Secret Fire Handicap, to be done over a distance of 1100 meters. Number 1 will be Aquitania. Aquitania's last outing was over 1200 meters in race number 106 in the monsoon meeting, where Aquitania led all the way and made it a pillar to post victory and won that race by 4.5 lengths. Also in the same race, we had number 2, Fortune Express, who finished 3rd. Number 5, Arashi, who finished on 6th. Number 6, Lumos, who finished on 4th. And number 7, Midnight Star, who finished on 5th. Number 3 will be Big Star. Big Star just had one start this autumn meeting in race number 6 over 1400 meters, where Big Star travelled 3rd till it turned for home and then dropped back to finish on 6th out of 9 runners. And the winner of that race was Jacobin, an impressive winner that day. Number 8 will be the Straddle, Dancing Forever out of San Fernando Bay. Has had 2 starts in the monsoon meeting. Won its first start over 1100 meters. Last outing over 1400 meters in race number 120. Finished on 3rd. And the winner of that race was the Kiss. Need to watch out for the Straddle tomorrow. Number 9 will be Sereno. Sereno's last outing was in the monsoon meeting in race number 96 over 1100 meters, where Sereno finished on 3rd, and the winner of that race was the Straddle.
We move on to the 5th race of the afternoon, the Hilliard Cup, a Class 1 affair over 1400 meters. The first runners we are looking at is number 1 Cadman, number 4 Hartnell, and number 9 Multi Glory. Cadman was travelling in 6th spot as the horses turned for home, then made some progress, eventually fell back and finished on 7th. Hartnell, who was travelling last as the horses took the turn, made steady progress towards the outside and finished on 5th. In the same race, we had Multi Glory, who was racing in mid-bunch as the horses took the turn and then fell back and finished on 6th, who was a little tardy to begin. The winner here was B52. Next, we have three runners again. Number 2, Breeze of the South. Number 8, Exodus. And number 10, Capricious. And in this race, Breeze of the South was traveling in 6th spot as the horses turned for home, and then finished 6th. Exodus, who was traveling last as the horses turned for home, finished on last. And number 10, Capricious, who was traveling in mid-bunch throughout, then made some steady progress and finished on 3rd. The winner here was Amorous White. Next, we are looking at number 3, Eastern Star, Night Store out of Lyocell, who has won both its starts in the monsoon meeting over 1400 meters in race number 38. And in this race, we are looking at race number 73, where Eastern Star was traveling second as the horses took the turn, then made steady progress, took charge in the distance post and won that race by about 3/4 of a length, beating Accolade. Next, we are looking at Shivesh, who was a winner in last start in race number 100, where Shivesh was traveling in last spot. In fact, we move on to number 5, Shivansh, who's a top class out of Immortal Story. Set the monsoon season on fire by winning the Monsoon Derby last season. Then started the winter campaign by winning the first race over 1600 meters. Then went placed in couple of start in the Calcutta 2000 Guineas and in the Calcutta Derby. Then since then has won the Queen Elizabeth II Cup and the Sun Legend, taking style. Next, we're looking at number 12, Pothos, who has had 4 starts in the monsoon season and has finished 4th in its earlier start in race number 59. In this race, in race number 93, the one you were looking at, Pothos was traveling in 4th spot as the horses took the turn. Then when asked for an effort, fell back further, finished last of 5 runners. The winner here was Smith & Wesson. Lastly, we are looking at number 13, The Kiss. The Kiss has had 3 starts in the monsoon season, won its first start in race number 5, then finished second in its next start in race number 65, and then in race number 120, Kiss was lying in 5th spot as the horses took the turn, and then came up with an absolute rattle down the center and won that race, going away from the field. We move on to the 6th race of the afternoon, the Multi-Magic Handicap over 1600 meters for horses rated 41 to 66. The first runner, we are looking at number 1, Josh, who's had a couple of starts in the monsoon season. In fact, 4 starts in total. Won its first start in race number 53, then finished 4th in his next start. Since then, won his start in race number 92, then finished 2nd in his next start. We also had number 3, Summerhill, who has had 6 starts in this monsoon season. Finished on board couple of times, and in his last start finished on 5th. The winner here was Bojangles. Next up, we're looking at number 2, Drogo, who's had couple of starts in this monsoon season and finished 7th in each of his start. In his last run, Drogo was in a forward position as the horses took the turn, and then when asked for an effort, Drogo didn't have much to offer, fell back rapidly. The winner here was Bojangle, who won that in a very close finish by a short neck. Next, we're looking at number 4, Dancing Lord. Dancing Lord ran 4 times in the monsoon season, finished 4th in 3 of its starts, and earlier finished on 7th. Was winner in its previous season in the winter season in race number 30. And Dancing Lord was leading the pack as the horses took the turn and then fell back very rapidly, finished on 4th. The winner here was Josh, who won that race by 2 1/4 length. Next, we have 2 runners. We are looking at number 5, Rosina, who finished 3rd in the Calcutta Fillies Trial Stakes, then finished 6th in the Calcutta Monsoon Derby. And number 7, Shivalik Sight, who raced towards the end of the field in the Calcutta Monsoon Derby, the race we are looking at, which was won by Trafalgar, and Shivalik Sight finished 8th of 9 runners. Next runner, we are looking at number 6, Kaiden. Kaiden has had 4 starts in the monsoon season, finished 5th in its first 3 starts, and then Kaiden really strung a surprise and won that race by lying 2nd till they turned for home, then stretched ahead and won that race by about 5 1/2 lengths, beating Louboutin. We move on to the 7th and last race of the afternoon, the Deserving Visit Handicap. Handicap for horses rated 21 to 46 over 1600 meters. The first runner, we are looking at number 1, Whispering Grass, who had his debut in the monsoon season, where it finished on second in its first start. Then Whispering Grass won its last start, the one you are looking at here. In the same race, we had number 6 Caledonia, who has had one start in the monsoon season, earlier raced in Hyderabad, and Caledonia finished on 7th in this race of 9 runners. Next we have 3 runners we are looking at. Number 2 Avellino, number 4 Supernormal, and number 5 U1. Avellino won its last start over 2000 meters, where Avellino was racing in second spot as the horses took the turn and then stretched ahead and won that race by about 4 lengths. And then we had number 4 Supernormal, who chased Avellino into the home straight and finished on second. And then number 5 U1, who was a winner in earlier start in the monsoon season in race number 68. Over here U1 finished on 5th of 6 runners, and as I said, the winner was Avellino. Next we are looking at 2 runners again, number 3 Monte Cassino and number 7 Coconut. Monte Cassino was lying 5th as the horses took the turn and then took charge and won that race by about a length and a half. And in the same race we had number 7 Coconut, who has had quite a few starts in the monsoon season without winning or placing in either of its starts. However, Coconut had won its previous start in the winter season in race number 75, and Monte Cassino won this race very impressively. Next we are looking at number 8, Elusive Wave. Elusive Wave was travelling second all the way as the horses took the turn, and then Elusive Wave chased the winner, which was Beatrix, all the way home and fell short by about length and a half. Earlier, Elusive Wave placed third in its earlier start in race number 55 and placed fifth in race number 22. And Elusive Wave will be travelling 200 meters less here. Next, we are looking at number 9, Princess Rumela. Princess Rumela has had 4 starts, placed in a couple of starts in its monsoon season. Second in race number 13, second in race number 66, and in this race Princess Rumela was travelling handy second as the horses took the turn, and then when asked for an effort there was a cavalry charge and Princess Rumela had to settle for a close 4th. Next runner we are looking at is number 10, Cool Conqueror. Cool Conqueror has had 6 starts in this in the previous monsoon season, where it finished on board 3 times, and the run we are looking at here is on the first day of the winter season, where Cool Conqueror was travelling in 6th spot as the horses took the turn and then made some progress on the outside and finished on a close 4th, about 2.5 lengths from the winner, which was Alpha Rats, who went on a start to finish mission. Number 11 is San Remo. San Remo was second in its last start, which was on the opening day of the winter season, and San Remo was travelling in 6th spot and then made steady progress down the centre and at one moment looked like a winner. However, Sharavati, who fought back towards the inside, won that race by a nose, and San Remo had to settle for 2nd spot. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.